Hi, in this video we're going to practice questions and negations in the present simple while we talk about community service activities, right? But before we start, I would like to show you some vocabulary that we're going to use here so that you can be well prepared for the activity that you're going to complete today. So look at these words, please, and match the following words with their definition, all right? Please pause the video, complete the activity. I'll see you in a moment. All right, let's look at the answers. So what is homeless? Homeless is a person without a home. Shelter is a place that offers protection or refuge. Guest is a person who receives the hospitality of another person. An ad is a paid announcement. Willing is disposed or consenting to do something. And job hunting is search for employment. Good. Let me tell you a little bit more about the present simple. The present simple is a verb tense that we use to describe habitual actions, actions that happen regularly, ordinarily in our lives or in the world. All right? Remember that, please. And sometimes we need to ask about such actions. And for that, we're going to use the question structure of the present simple. I have some questions for you here. Look at this one. Do you receive many donations? So as you can see, this is a question about something that may happen habitually, like receiving donations. As you can see, the question starts with do. Do is the auxiliary that we need to indicate that that is a question in the present simple. In English, we don't use a question mark at the beginning of the sentence, but we usually start the sentence with an auxiliary. An auxiliary always goes at the beginning. All right. Do you receive many donations? When we are asking a question with you or whenever we use the base form to describe an action in the present simple, we use the auxiliary do. All right. But when we are asking a question about something that he or she or it does, we use the auxiliary does for the question. Does he receive many donations? As you can see, actually what happened is that to the auxiliary do, we added es. Why? Because it ends in the letter O, and verbs that end in O add es when we use them in the present simple, all right? With the third persons like he, she, or it. Now look at these two questions. How long do people usually stay here? As you can see, we have the auxiliary do, but before do, we have this phrase that indicates that we're asking for some specific information. How long? Like what's the duration of that action? So how long do people usually stay here? So we may have an information word or an information phrase before the auxiliary. That's perfectly normal. Or if it's asking about about your friend, for example, we say, how long does your friend usually stay here or stay there? Next, what is it exactly? As you can see, we have the auxiliary is, it's a form of be, which is before the subject it, and before that we have an information word. What is it exactly? Or if it's plural, we would say, what are they exactly? Now here, what kind of help? That could be a longer phrase asking for some specific information. What kind of help do you need? Or what kind of help does a homeless person usually need? As you can see, not necessarily can we have one word that expresses the subject of the sentence, but a phrase like a homeless person. So what kind of help does a homeless person usually need? It's like saying, what kind of help does he or she need? The same thing applies when we're using other types of auxiliaries, like when we say, when can I start? When is the information word, can is the auxiliary, and then we have the subject. When can she call you? So as you can see, can doesn't change when using it with different subjects, but it works fine in the same way as any other auxiliary. And finally, I have this for you. why do you let people stay here for so long? Or why does your friend stay there for so long? All right? Those auxiliaries also occur in negations. For negations, we use the word not and we attach it to the auxiliary of the sentence. In this case, for example, we're saying, I do not want to take more of your time. It's like saying, I don't want to take more of your time if we are using the contraction. The salesperson doesn't want to take much of your time. Why? One person that is not I or you, that would be a third person, the salesperson, doesn't want to take much of your time. Or if we're using the verb be, the soup kitchen isn't open in the afternoon. All right? Now we're going to practice questions and negations in this activity. Complete the following conversation with these questions. Actually, those are the questions that I just used in my explanation of questions and negations in the present simple. So you can see them here. And we're going to use those questions to complete some conversation. So we have the question and then we have an answer. We're going to look at the answer, and based on what they answer, we're going to choose one of these questions. So let me show you the first conversation. It says here, hi, I'm interested in helping in your shelter. And then we have a question. The answer is, good evening. A homeless shelter is a temporary home for individuals and families who don't have the money to pay for their own home. So which of those questions could complete the conversation? All right, think about it. In the answer, the person is providing like a definition of what a homeless shelter is. So the question that would complete the conversation would be, what is it exactly? Good. Let's look at the next one. It says, that seems very nice, blank. There goes the question. The most common activity here is to prepare food for our guests. That helps us keep busy all day. So, what's the best question? What kind of help do you need to help prepare food? Good. Next conversation. It's great to cover their basic needs. Question. Yes, we do. So it's not asking for information. It's a specific yes/no question. We post an ad asking for them every Saturday in the newspaper, them. Since we're in a small town, most people know about us and are willing to help. What are they asking about? Yes, if there are people helping. So the best question would be, do you receive many donations? All right, the next one is very short. Question. They usually stay for about a month if necessary. So they're asking about the duration of their stay. The question is, how long do people usually stay here? Good, we're almost there. Next. Wow, that's very generous of you. Question. While they live here, they usually go job hunting. We help them until they find a job and are ready to live independently again. So, they stay for that long. So the question would be, why do you let people stay here for so long? Because they help them until they find a job. Next, superb. I don't want to take more of your time. And the answer is, hurry up and go to the kitchen at the end of the hall. We started making dinner half an hour ago. So the best question is, when can I start? Immediately. All right? So, as you can see, there are many ways in which people can help in shelters. Right now, I am going to pause my video so that you can listen to the pronunciation of those questions and answers. All right? As you listen to the pronunciation, please pronounce with them. Practice your pronunciation with the native speakers. All right? I'm going to pause my video now, listen to the pronunciation, and practice.
Hi, I'm interested in helping in your shelter. What is it exactly?
Good evening. A homeless shelter is a temporary home for individuals and families who don't have the money to pay for their own home.
That seems very nice. What kind of help do you need?
The most common activity here is to prepare food for our guests. That keeps us busy all day.
It's great to cover their basic needs. Do you receive many donations?
Yes, we do. We post an ad asking for them every Saturday in the newspaper. Since we're in a small town, most people know about us and are willing to help.
How long do people usually stay here?
They usually stay for about a month if necessary.
Wow, that's very generous of you. Why do you let people stay here for so long?
While they live here, they usually go job hunting. We help them until they find a job and are ready to live independently again.
Superb! I don't want to take any more of your time. When can I start?
Hurry up and go to the kitchen at the end of the hall. We started making dinner half an hour ago.
Great! I hope that you practice your pronunciation, that you learned from them, and that you have reviewed questions and negations in the present simple. Remember, we use auxiliaries before the subject, and sometimes we use some information words or information phrases that ask about specific information. All right? See you in the next video.